Stanbic is currently out. Again, every job has requirements, right? Look at the requirements, look at your CV. If you're the HR, are you going to hire yourself? If it is no, tear your CV down, tailor it in the way the requirements want it. With your test taker is Odyssey, psychometric analysis, problem solving skills, because I think on that one, Stanbic is pretty clear the kind of people they really want with this. There are two pathways, right, for Stanbic IBTC. There are the guys that will enter as normal bankers, and there are the guys that will go through the digital pathway, the tech kids, right? What you're like 3 months to the end of your NYSC, you should still apply. And this applies to anyone that's looking at, oh boy, I'm not done with NYSC, but you're almost done, you should still apply. What are your values? How does your values even align with that of the firm? And good morning, everyone, and good afternoon, good evening to anyone that will be watching. And yeah, you're quite surprised I'm doing this video by myself today. It's because I combed through all the surface of the earth. I didn't find what I wanted to face the camera concerning Stanbic IBTC Bank, but what I did was I had them narrate their experience to me, and that's what I've been narrating to you in their words, right? They've gone through the whole process from beginning to the end. They're currently at Stanbic Bank. So while they remain anonymous, I'll just narrate their whole experience, even until till they got into the training school. So let's get into it. Okay, my journal is here. So I think the first question really about how you structure your CV and how you found the job was not so much different, right? If you compare it with what everyone has been saying, for the fact that they joined groups, communities that can help, and all of those things. And see, we can't overemphasize the fact that you did a community. You should not be looking for jobs alone, right? You shouldn't even do it. Join groups, right? I would link my own community in the description below. But note of warning, right? A community is already full, right? If this community is full, we are not creating any other community, because we don't even like, to create another one, right? We don't even have the bandwidth. So yes, I'll link it in the description below. Try to join as much as possible, as fast as possible. Immediately you're saying it, go and join. So yeah, you should join a community. Then the way you structure your CV, again, every job has requirements, right? Look at the requirements, look at your CV. If you're the HR, are you going to hire yourself? If it is no, tear your CV down, tailor it in the way the requirements want it. Because even the trick for applicant tracking system is that they tailor it according to the requirements, right? To which, I mean, many of these we'll discuss it in one of the seminars that we are currently working on, right? But let's tailor this to Stanbic Bank. So according to the requirements, one of them mentioned that you need to look for suitable words. Essentially, what he or she was saying was that use LLMs to look for punchlines, suitable words that can help on your CV, really, right? And then yes, align it with your requirements. Then what's the structure of the tests? Now, the test is not your normal GMAT, SHL, Dragnet, or the ones that we are very much used to. The test is by a test taker called Odyssey. And what Odyssey does is psychometric analysis, problem solving, gamified assessment. Yes, you're going to see puzzle games, you're going to have situational judgments, behavioral judgments, right? And we mentioned that it's just 13 sections, right? And you can pace yourself while at it. You don't have to do everything the same time, but you cannot screenshot this. So, each of those sections will have, they will really call it now, instructions, right? Each instructions, you cannot screenshot it. So you want to write the test with a journal like this, right? And then you want to write the instructions down so that it can guide you through each of the section, right? And so since you can't screenshot it, you need something like this. Please don't joke with it, right? So yeah, you can screenshot, and there is a demo before you start. For every section, there's always a demo that shows you how. I mean, if you've been writing gamified assessments, you already know the drill by now, right? So yeah, it's not your normal GMAT base that you just go, you hammer that. Also, they mentioned that it's a mix of there's a bit of quantitative logic and all of those things, but it's not it's not the same structure with the other ones you would typically expect. Again, The test taker is Odyssey, psychometric analysis, problem solving skills, because I think on that one, Stanbic is pretty clear the kind of people they really want, right? Yeah. Also, I think I should have started with this. There are two pathways, right, for Stanbic IBTC, and Stanbic is currently out. I would put the link. I think some people have complained about one or two things about the link, but till it closes, it's not closed, right? So I would add the link in the description, the link for the application, and making two links, the link for the application and the link for the WhatsApp, right? So it's two pathways, right? There are the guys that will enter as normal bankers, and there are the guys that will go through the digital pathway, the tech kids, right? For the guys that will enter through normal banking system, you would not do case study. In fact, one of the people I spoke to concerning the normal that enters through the normal banking pathway said that they didn't do case study until the induction, and pretty much already in when you're doing the induction. So they didn't do case study until the induction. But for the tech guys, information reaching me says that you will do case study, right? Case study, or information that has reached me says that you will do case study. So yes, please, you want to put that in mind. For the normal guys, because you're not going to do case study, you would just go straight to the interview with a panelist. The idea is the panelists are HODs, right? Head of different departments, right? And you're going to do, they're going to be assessing you. And here it's much more a technical kind of interview, competency based kind of interview, right? And I've written quite a number of threads on Twitter, and I'm going to link it in the description below too. I've written threads on technical assessment. I've written threads on what's the name of this one too? Competency based interviews, right? And I also wrote on cultural fit, but we're going to get there. So you're going to have a time when something happened. What did you do? And I'm always saying this thing, right? It's not that have you solved that specific kind of problem before, because humans have different kinds of experiences, right? So if they ask you what kind of experience and it's not like you've come face to face with it realistically. It is how much can you even think on your feet to get the solution, or what are you going to do in such pressured moment, right? In quote. And it's how you think about it that really matters. The solution that you give while in front of the panelists is what matters, right? So if different HODs are asking you some technical based questions or competency based questions, is that how much you can think. And there are questions, a bit of questions around financial, because you're in the financial sector, there are a bit of questions about that, right? A bit of questions about that. Yeah, really, I think that's it with HOD view. I think that's it with your HOD's competency based much. The unit you're going, again, if you're an engineering graduate, they kind of that you are not a banking and finance graduate, so I think it wouldn't be so core thick into the old debit and credit thing. Then after the interview with HODs, you're going to be scheduled for what's called an executive chat. It's an interview with the ED. Right here, what the EDs want to know is, who are you, right? What do you know about Stanbic? Do you even know that Stanbic is an international bank, right? What are the subsidiaries of the Standard Bank Group and all of those things? And he's also going to ask some financial technology questions, really, just to, of course, you're coming into a financial services sector, you should at least do some basic research about the functions of a bank. I mean, again, your CV should be tailored to that sector. I mean, if you're working on your CV, I imagine you want to know the sector the firm is, you want to tailor your CV according to what is found or what is done in those kind of sectors, right? So please, they're going to ask you basic questions like that you would even be able to know. And one point that they made is that please don't lie on your CV. Don't. Maybe you can garnish your CV very well, you can polish it very well, but never write what you cannot defend on your CV. See, again, these guys have experience, they know how to spot boo when they see one, right? So please, don't lie on your CV. Don't lie on your CV, because it takes one question to throw you off balance, and from throwing you off balance and you lied, it can just go downhill from there. Don't an opportunity that you can get without lying. Don't do that. The opportunity cost is not worth it. It's not. So then from the ED, you go to interview with the HR. I think this is the culture fit interview. One of them noted that they have, who are you, or tell me about yourself. Yeah, that's the OG question. Tell me about yourself. But she raved and went on. Then he was stopped, and then he or she was asked, that's not what we mean. At this point, you don't need to like give us all the, yeah, I love reading, I work so much. Nah, we just want to know you. What are your hobbies? Do you, I watch football, I play tennis, what does your weekend look like? It's not about let's know this person. And at that point, right, they were mentioning that they won't ask you straightforward questions. Why should we choose you before 1,000 other people? It's questions they might have to read the undertones, right? It's questions that you might have to read the undertones. What's here again? Yeah, how you respond to situations, right? Also you want to know about Stanbic here too, because this is culture. One of the most another one is values, right? Like your values. How does your values even align with that of the firm? And if you've always been a member of this, if you've always been watching videos from this channel, you know this is one thing we am a lot about how you should align your values with the values of the firm, right? Yeah. So this is where, okay, this person can work with us. This person looks like someone that is going to thrive here. This person looks like they want to learn. This person looks like someone that is going to challenge conventional approach to doing things, can actually think critically and bring solution to Stanbic IBTC Bank, right? Yeah. And then being asked how the offer came, she said a mail for the offer came just a week to training school. Just a week to training school. You might want to put this on your left hand as you start this journey, to say that as you're starting, you already have it at the back of your mind that maybe you're currently watching me from Yola or Adamawa or Abuja or anywhere, right? You're going to have to come to Lagos for your training school, and your offer email might come just a week to the start of that training school, right? Yeah. So it's something to put at the back of your mind. Also, she mentioned that of course people resumed from every part of the nation, from every part of the country. Also, she gave this disclaimer concerning NYS. Was it he or she? One of them, right? And they both spoke about NYS, but one I found very interesting, I think it's a he. One I found very interesting is that he mentioned that when you're like 3 months to the end of your NYSC, you should still apply. And this applies to anyone that's looking at, oh boy, I'm not done with NYSC, but you're almost done, you should still apply. But maybe where they're asking you for NYSC discharge letter, you can put your call-up letter, because it will be the probable date of discharge is going to be on that letter. So when you had it and they see it, of course, they know how long the process is going to take. This is not the first time or the second time. So they will know if they have to put you into the pool or not. But you also have to do your calculations. You don't just want to start NYSC today and then you're putting call-up letter. It's not going to make any sense, right? Yeah. You just put your call-up letter, there's probable date of discharge there, and then but the person that mentioned this got started the whole process while they were in NYSC, right? While they were in NYSC. So yeah, it's a good update to have. It's a good OT to actually have. Yes. So again, I'll run through it. ODC is the test taker. Then for those doing, for the normal bank guys, there is no case study. So you move straight to interview with HOD, where you do competency-based interviews and other things. Then you go straight to the executive director if you're shortlisted, executive chat, culture, what do you know about Stanbic, some bit of CBI also, competency-based, some questions about financials, and then don't lie on your CV. Some questions also about international trade and financial trends, right? You know, Stanbic is a bank that's in multiple countries, so international trade, financial trends, and all of that. Then yeah, then you go straight to the interview with the HR if you're shortlisted, which is the culture fit interview. I've also written a thread on culture fit interview. I'm just going to link all the put all the links, and I think you should subscribe to my X page, because many things I can't, of course, talk about now, which we'll still talk about, but I've written them on the X page, to be honest. And then a mail offer comes in after the interview with the HR. And to note, it came a week to the training school. The training school is about 7 to 8 weeks. Yeah, it's about 7 to 8 weeks. Yeah. Then your NYC. 3 months to the end, you can start applying, put your call-up letter because it has probable dates. If there is also a place for you to shall I, which means explanation, you can just explain. The guys that are going for digital path, it was mentioned that yours is faster, right? Yours is faster. So you resume as an assistant banking officer, right? ABO. Yeah, resume as an ABO. Then yeah, I think that's it. For the digital guys that will be doing case study, I want to just say that I don't know if it's going to be the normal case study across board, but you are going to get case study. It was mentioned that it's possible you get the case study before or even during the session, right? If you know that you're going to be doing case study, just draw out a skeletal stuff, right? Skeletal something, skeletal PowerPoint, the topic page, contents page, and so when you're doing your research, it's just copy and paste. You don't have to start designing anything again, right? So for the digital guys, immediately after, okay, I skipped documentation first. We're going to be asked to send in some documents, after which you will do the ODC test. Please take note of that. Just take note of that. Then after the ODC test, for those in digital pathway, that's when case study comes up. For those that are not in the digital pathway, you're not doing case study, you're going straight to interview with the HODs, right? So yes, I think that's the major difference between both of them. And for the fact that the digital pathway is faster, and both of them will resume as ABOs. So I think with this, it's as good as having someone on the chat. And I think with oil and gas too, this is the plan, right? Because I don't think I want to like put them in that position to mention that. Imagine bringing someone from Seplat saying, "Oh, this guy," then everybody starts, yeah. So would have something like this where I get to speak with. I've spoken to quite a number of them. It's just time for me to do the vids and then push out the videos. But yeah, many like this is still going to come, and I think it will cover the major aspect of the application process. In my usual words, please lock in. Getting into some of these spaces would definitely change your life. Maybe not fix all your problems, but will definitely move you from 0.0 to 0.3, right? Then the way you think, the way you talk, the way you carry yourself, the way you relate with people, it changes from there. And yes, it changes for the positive. So we'll see you again in another episode of the Graduate Trainee series. Have a good one. Thank you. Bye.